You want to introduce yourself? You got anything you want to say to the people? Who are you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my name's Kishoto. I'm a pretty casual games player. Played a few fighting games in the past. Chip main, love him. He's just so much fucking fun. He's so fucking quick. I love just playing the thousand, cuts or whatever you call it, type of style. Just chop enemies down. It's really, really fun. And yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Nah, that's dope, man. And you said you had a stream too, right? So
Oh yeah, yeah.
it
So
looks
I'm
like
not I'm not as active these days as I want to be, but the stream is just my name, Kishoto. So twitch.tv/Kishoto. So hit your boy with a follow if you're feeling it.
for sure,
And
bro.
yeah, and
Yeah, man. I'm gonna make sure. No, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say thanks to Straw for getting me out here. Like this is gonna be fun. Like it's already been an enjoyable experience. Now let's get getting more fun.
Man, I'm glad to hear it. I'm gonna make sure I include your stream in the description, and we're gonna rock out.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good.
All right, cool. So, first getting into this, like, what do you think about the Nagoriyuki matchup altogether? Like going into this match.
So overall, I like fighting Nago. Like obviously, there are gonna be those times where you get like blown up just because you hit a button or something. Like it happens. But generally speaking, I think Chip bodies Nago. Like I feel like Nago doesn't really have an invincible option, like an invincible reversal outside of Super. So
Hmm.
like once the threat of Super isn't there, you can like really just smother him. So like usually I try to just smother the Nago from the get go and stop him from having reverse Super as an option. By the time it comes up, he's already down like 70% HP, hopefully. So that's like how I try to play it, and I feel like generally it works. Like I do get fucked up sometimes, but overall I would say I like Nago.
That's
Like
pretty much it in a nutshell. So yeah, cool. Yeah, man. I watched this earlier, and you have like you're pretty crazy. You're a crazy chip. I'll tell you why. So okay, dude. So you go in immediately with 5K and go into 2D, which I
yeah,
think is really good. Like you know that you can go ahead and confirm into that low. And then on top of that, you get like the on the ground alpha blade, which is good to continue pressure. And then this was all like, dude, you're crazy. Like you went in for that grab immediately.
yeah,
But I think that's really good when it comes to like catching people sleeping at the wheel. He didn't want to deal with your mitt, so he just bursted you.
yeah. I feel like that sort of burst is very classic. Like in this sort of matchup, where like they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna reset pressure from the get go. I don't want to deal with it.
Hmm. And so what you did right here, so Nago had you in a block stream, right?
Hmm.
And it looked like he was trying to take your turn in the gap. I do this too out of a bad habit, but you know how we just talked about how you can go from 2K or 5K into 2D or 2K into 2D?
Yeah,
I would suggest taking your turn against Nago with 2K instead of 2D because 2K is faster than 2D. So any of the situations where it's like you really trying to like try it to see if you can take your turn, it's better to use that so it's like you don't accidentally get counter hit it by accident because it was too slow. Because the
yeah,
startup on
that makes
2D is a
sense.
little bit slower than 2K, but it's just that it'll work more of the time and you can still confirm in the 2D.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think I do try to use 2K a lot. That was probably just I don't know some random impulse, but no, you're right. 100% 2K is the move.
Yeah, you're crazy, bro. You love these grabs.
Well, it's just because like people will just be out there like blocking my poke normals. I'm just like I'm tired of this shit, so I just run in and grab them.
So one thing I want to point out to you too is so Chip's grab is really good for like throwing people into the corner. Now it's your
Hmm.
turn to basically go for any kind of like setup you want. So in this situation here, you could go for like a K Alpha Blade, which is the horizontal, I mean the diagonal one,
Yeah,
and hang on the wall, and then you could drop down on them and do like some kind of like overhead mix up. Or you could go for like a command grab in this situation. You could run up and do 6K, all of those things. So this is a very advantageous position to be in. But I think in this situation, you run up with a meaty, which is pretty good as well. But I'm just giving you like some options that you can do whenever you get a throw, because you get a lot of them.
yeah, no, no, that's a very good point. I very rarely use the wall run overhead stuff. It's really powerful though.
Hmm. So you get them in the corner. Okay. And so right here, you ended your turn. So you did your pressure of two slash into two heavy slash, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of backed off. But here, your turn wasn't over yet, basically. Like, I'm sure you already know about the Rekkas. Like, you could have went into the Rekkas right there, which he probably would have expected. But again, you also could have used the wall clean now, because this is where you want to be against Nago. Like this is Chipp's most advantageous position to have his opponent in the corner. So right here, you kind of like let him out of this bad situation for free, and I can tell you was trying to bait him into mashing, but like you could have did it in the, just by using that Alpha Blade to clean on that wall, and also just I know you know the record, so I'm trying not to say that one.
Yeah. No, it's good to point out that I find that I don't use Rekkas a lot because, like, I'm a bit of a button spammer, especially when shit gets tight. And if you button spam on Rekkas, you get DP. And so I think that's kind of conditioned me to not go for Rekkas as much as I should. Like, it's a really good option. It's just like, I flub the input so often that it's just annoying to use. But I just need to, like, practice and get over it, which, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think that a good way of like using it as a crutch for now is if you want to avoid using Rekkas in the corner, just go ahead and throw out that that diagonal Alpha Blade. Because even if you don't clean on the wall, it'll like shoot you up the wall and back out.
Yeah,
and you're safe. Like you're completely safe, and you can come back down on them with another Alpha Blade, or you can land on them with just like an overhead. So I think that's a good way of just like if you don't want to work on your Rekkas yet, or you like unsure about it, don't want to risk it. That's just a good option to just continue your pressure without giving it up.
That's good. I actually have a question about that scenario. So like you're coming down on Naga, right? How do you not just get close slash? Because I find that a lot of my aerial approaches on Naga, they will just close slash. And like it'll autocorrect to just close slash. So like I feel like I often get hit.
Yeah, so what you want to do, so a lot of people, when they immediately cling on the wall, they immediately just try to drop down, right? Yeah. What you want to do is you want to let Chipp run up just a little bit, like run up enough to watch him whiff that close slash. Once he whiffs it, then you can just drop down on him.
Oh, you have time? You can do that.
Yeah, so you're running straight up, right? So while you're running up, he can't hit you because his close slash, it hits above him a little bit, but it's still in front of him. So in most situations, unless they mashed immediately, you'll be out of there. And then they mash, then you can just land and punish them.
Okay, I didn't think I would have time to. That's really good to know. Then I gotta try that then.
Yeah, I often use that to like bait people into like trying to like mash something, and then I'll come down on them. Another thing too, so you was talking about like struggling with Rekkas. A tip. So what's happening with Rekkas is that when you press forward and then you try to do the Rekka, like let's say you ran forward and try to do a Rekka, it's still holding that forward input that you did to run forward, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you're still getting the DP, even though you clearly did the Rekka input. So a good way of like stopping that is to do a half circle forward instead of a quarter circle forward. Because
you're right.
That input is going to cancel that forward, and then you're good to go.
I'm gonna write that down. That's really good to know.
So if you're ever in that like crazy situation where you just like you don't remember if you press forward first or you feel like it's kind of sketchy, just do a half circle and then press slash, and then you'll get your record.
Dude, that's so smart. I'm definitely gonna try that.
Yes, sir. And something else too is just that dash button in this game is really good. So I just kind of I see you already use it, but just get accustomed to like using it to close small spaces, because you can honestly use that dash button to then slide into people with moves. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, the dash button on Chipp's busted. Like, because he has one of those dashes that like you can kind of control how far it goes. You can just like minutely control space so well. It's so cool.
Yeah. Reset back. Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I hate being at that range of Nago.
So what do you like to do in this situation? Like after Nago has, because this is Nago's textbook like situation right here. You know how Chipp wants to have his opponent in the corner? Nago wants to land something that's going to knock you down, and then he has an opportunity to come up to you. So what do you like to do in this situation?
So it depends. So like if it's like a hard knockdown, like I think this is a quicker one, but if it's a hard knockdown, I often will DP because I feel like Nagos will typically try to close slash or do some sort of other meaty. Like I feel like that's what Nagos go for a lot. They want to like meaty block string you into the corner. And so a lot of times I go for DP to disrupt that. I don't always land it because wake up DP is honestly just difficult. I just need to practice it more. But yeah, that's I think my go-to option. And then if they like really start respecting my DP, then I think usually I'll just like wake up and like hold the block string and like my go-to get out of not really get out of jail free. My go-to escape attempt on Nago is to try and 2K him after he does like that spin move, you know, like yeah, that thing. We all know it. And so like if I am in a position where I don't think DP will work, I'll usually just block, wait for the spin move, and then try to 2K him afterwards. So those are kind of like what I try to do.
Okay, no, that's fire. Yeah. I agree with you with using the DPs in most situations. If they don't know how to time their meetings, you just kind of blow through them. The other thing that I like to do is often to just jump out of it, because if they don't time their meaty properly, they just lose me. If they go for a command grab, they just lose me. So often I just kind of like rotate between either DPing or like trying to like fuzzy jump out of that situation.
I think I should fuzzy jump more. I think you're right. I think I should write that down as well.
Yeah, so like right here he caught you. It looked like you tried to Roman cancel. Was that on purpose?
Wait. Sorry, can you replay that moment?
Yeah. Right. I think it went back too far. Here it is. Yeah, you tried to Roman cancel.
That probably was just like, I feel like I defensively tried to Roman cancel on instinct to avoid getting hit. It didn't really make sense there. I don't think there was anything I could cancel. But I think that was just like, oh shit, I don't want to get hit, like, you know, a defensive reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, like, you know, if he's like, if I'm taking a hit, for example, then, you know, the LORC, if I'm doing, like, an Alpha Blade, you know, I'll, like, you know, dash back. And, like, it's down, back room? Yeah, that was probably just a defensive, like, back RC, which is something I try to, like, you know, I just reactively do sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no, that, it looks like you tried to input, like, a back input. Okay, I was just curious because, you know, we were just talking about that situation.
Yeah, oh yeah, but you're right. And then the worst burst ever.
We didn't have to talk about it.
Yeah. It was just pure panic and he was at range to punish it. We've been there 100 times.
It's just like overall with burst, like I just keep it sweet. It's just that like if it's a round, if it's not the last round and it doesn't look like it's winnable, like it's not possible for me to, I don't feel like I can come back, then I just save it for the next round.
Yeah, that's smart.
And Nago and Rams are really tricky to burst because of their range, so they won't get pushed away. So it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty annoying. With Soul and stuff, it's a lot easier.
Oh, dude, you're crazy, man. You just run up with these grabs. When I saw the footage, I was like, dude, you're nuts. You're disrespectful. Another one. Yeah, you're crazy. But again, so all right, you got this situation here, right, where you threw him into the corner. I'm gonna just give you your options again. You can go for a diagonal Alpha Blade, cling on the wall, do some kind of mix up there by either running up the wall, coming back down with something, or going up the wall, jumping off, doing another Alpha Blade back down. Like you have options in that way. You could go for a command grab, and you could also go for like just a horizontal Alpha Blade, but you got to get back out of that corner. So that I don't like to use that one too often.
Wait, so what would the horizontal Alpha Blade get you? Like just across if they don't expect it?
So the thing about the horizontal Alpha Blade is that the horizontal Alpha Blade can be used to steal the corner from your opponent and then run your block stream pressure. And so it's a cross-up, mix-up, but instead of you getting like the hit and you can't combo off of it, you can start a full block stream. The trade-off for it though is that they can mash you out of it. So first you have to condition them to not want to mash. So the best way to do that, and this is why early game I like to use the diagonal Alpha Blade, because I punish them for mashing in the corner. And then it makes them not want to mash anymore. And then I sneak behind them later on in the game to use the horizontal Alpha Blade to run up the wall behind them, get off the wall, and then I can run pressure and then get back on the other side with Alpha Blade again.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So right here, the way to sum it up is you could do a horizontal Alpha Blade, run up the wall just a little bit, get off the wall, and then you have time to run your pressure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
So you can do an overhead on the other side of him right now. And if he's not ready for it, you just stole the corner from him, and then you can get back on the other side because you have him stuck in a combo.
Really good.
Okay, so let's see what you end up going for in this situation. You went for a grab. So like one thing about you is that like your grabs are really good in the case where like you're good at like mixing them in there. But like think of throws as like a consolation prize, right? Like you really want to be landing combos, but you go for grabs when you can't get that. And so first you want to check and see if your opponent's blocking. If they're not blocking, then you go ahead and take that combo damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so basically what I'm saying is a safer way of like getting these throws, because he could have threw you out of it. He either would have teched it or threw you out of it, and you would have lost your pressure. A safer way of doing this is to like make him block something first. Like on wake up, make him block something.
Oh, like a tech throw setup kind of thing?
Exactly. So it's really dangerous in Guilty Gear to just run up and throw your opponent on wake up, because either two things are going to happen. Either they're going to tech it or they're going to reverse throw you on accident.
Yeah, because their timing will just be a little bit better.
Right. Because like they're getting up and they're just smashing it and you're perfectly having to time it. And you're only getting a little bit of damage out of it. When instead you could run up, use 6K, which is like throw invulnerable. And then if they block it, you could just walk up and grab them because they're looking for what you're going to do next instead.
Okay.
So think of like you're getting grabs and stuff as a way of like making it easier to get combos later by making them scared.
Yeah. I'm just trying to set them up in the future.
See, like right here, you went for another grab, which I guess in this situation, you could have just went for the command grab instead, or make him block something first, then go for a grab. So in this situation, you could have jumped on him, like literally just jump on top of him with heavy slash, air heavy slash, land, and then go for a grab. The whole point of it is just to like make him block something first.
Yeah.
Because if you just do a raw, like if it works, cool, you don't really get much out of it. If it doesn't work, now you're in a bad situation. And then right here, whenever you land like a diagonal alpha blade, like the K alpha blade, you can follow this up with a dust button after this. Like you can press dust right here.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. You can press dust right here, and then you can air dash back over, and then you can continue running your pressure to get more out of this situation.
So, question about that. Is that character dependent at all, landing the dust? Because I was trying it in the training room like a day or two ago on Kai, and like it was really difficult to get the dust to connect.
So it's two things with that. Like one, it doesn't really work on Anji, which is weird. It doesn't really work on Anji, except for some situations. The other thing is momentum is really important in Guilty Gear. So if you just run up and then do the diagonal alpha blade, it's the momentum is gonna carry Chipp.
Yeah, I know you're set way too far.
Yeah, and that's for anyone. So what I like to do is just use close slash, far slash, and then do it, because it works for like almost all of the cast.
Okay. I'm gonna try that out. All right, cool. It's good to know.
And then you could just experiment later on with like using other buttons. But for most characters, also like the timing may be a little different. Like if you mash it too early, it's not gonna come out.
Yeah, timing in Guilty Gear, they really want you to be good at timing, which is good.
6K, which was really good. I think that's the first time you used it. Okay. There you go. Nice. You went for the command grab, which is really good. Oh yeah, you running that mix now.
Yeah. Take the command grab.
So right here, I just want to point something out to like help you in the future. So whenever in this situation right here, right, when you Roman cancel and they have burst, don't immediately go for him. Just wait a second, because he may burst, and then you'll still have time to punish him after that burst. So right here, you Roman cancel and immediately went for your combo. But in general, you just kind of want to make it a habit to always wait after you Roman cancel and they have burst, because most people will just burst and not think about it.
Okay.
Just like kind of make it a habit, because you'll still have time to punish them even after you wait.
Yeah, exactly. No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're disrespectful.
It looks good.
I like it, though. I like it, man. Oh yeah, running it. See right there, for example, like
that was the record.
Yeah, oh, that was the record. I mean, even then, another player would have threw you out of the record still. Like right there, they would have threw you.
Yeah, no, that was a whiff.
What I would do, what I like to do, because I don't like timing meaties if it's not the command grab, just between me and you and whoever else is watching. What I like to do instead is use 6K because 6K is throw invulnerable.
Hmm.
So if they get up, they wake up, mash and throw, they catch the 6K, and then you can combo off of it because like you started the 6K early and it hit them late, so you'll still have time to combo off of it.
With like, is a roaming cancel needed, or are you saying you can cancel? You can combo without that?
So this is something called a meaty, right? So a meaty is when you hit somebody with the move at the end of his active frames.
Hmm.
And so when you hit somebody at the end of the active frames, you have like less time before you go into the recovery of the move.
Yeah.
So you have time to actually combo off of it when you normally can't.
So
So
that's okay. I've only ever used roaming cancel. I never knew that there was a way to get 6K to actually combo without roaming cancel. That's really interesting.
yes, so the best way to think about it is the only way you can combo off of 6K is if they're waking up. Like
Mhm.
combo off of 6K without roaming cancel is if they're waking up and you time it so your 6K hit at the last possible time that it can hit. Cause it's out for a good bit. Like he's in the air for a
Yeah,
bit.
no, this, yeah.
You hit them at the last bit of when he's out, and then you're able to just combo into whatever you want. But this is a great way of like not getting thrown, and it's a good way of like, putting safe pressure on.
No, dude, no, I really want to work on that now because like I always like feel like my overhead pressure is lacking, just in general. So like having this would be really, really useful.
Yeah. Yeah, accidental wreck again, that sucks.
And then it was just a very classic panic burst.
Yeah, I mean honestly bro, just already, like I think that like if you would have got value out of the burst from last match and this one, I think you would have had this guy. Or at least it would have been a lot closer than what you felt like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good pressure, good turn. Yeah, right there he could have threw you again.
Yeah, no, this is a range that I hate being in Nago at. That sort of mid-screen range. Feels very risky to be in his Chipp.
And so like when you're in that range, you don't want to be using 5K because he can counter hit your leg. He can cut that leg right now. Like that's not really a move that you can like clash and like battle people with far range. What you should be using instead in this situation at that weird range is you want to run up and use 6P because 6P will be any like slash button that he has. The only way that 6P loses is if they use like a crouching move because it's only upper body invulnerable. So if you think he's gonna like throw out a slash, you can just run up 6P, it'll beat it. It'll beat his sword. It's weird, but it's guilty. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Also, you can use 6 heavy slash. I don't think you've used that this match, but his neutral tools at that weird range is 6P and 6 heavy slash. And you can just use tap the dash button, and then you use one of those two moves, and you most of the time you'll counter hit him.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Because 5K is really risky. Like I know it's like the go-to move to get to like 2D, but at this range, he could fuck you up just from hitting your leg, which is unfortunate. Because I can tell that's like your main poke.
It is definitely 100%.
And I think that you just gotta work 6P in there and 6 heavy slash. You'll be surprised by how good those two are. Like imagine making a Nago respect your range. It's crazy.
Yeah, I should definitely use 6H more as well. I used to use a lot more, but then I used to use it in bad spots. Oh yeah, there it is. It just kind of that's the DP that just kind of kills you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, bro. I mean, honestly, it's not like I don't think you're bad at all, man. I think that you just have like these like little. I don't even think it's your records that's like really like your thing. I think it's just kind of like a lot of times you have your offense going and you kind of give it up when you could have snowballed them, you know?
Yeah, like you're saying there are like gaps in pressure, like I should have like continued.
Well, it's more the decision making, like deciding to like go for a throw while they're waking up, because it kind of forfeits your turn. Like it.
As opposed to going for like a combo, like with the 6K option, perhaps, or even just a meaty that actually like hits because they're pressing something. Like,
You can even use like after a hard knockdown, you can even use like K Alpha Blade and then use the dust button like we were talking earlier after,
yeah, yeah.
and then continue to run mitts like that. Or it's the only thing you could change, or if you want to take anything from it, is take out the regular grab and use the command grab instead.
Oh, like a run up command grab instead of. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah. It just the command grab's annoying, you know. Throw is just so much, which isn't. This isn't an excuse. It's just kind of like a crutch. Like, you know, regular throw up is just like hold L1, you know, forward dust. Like it's easy. But like run up command grab is like just a lot more annoying to time. And also, I feel like maybe it's just. I don't know if this is true, but it feels like they jab me out of command grab a lot more often than they do out of throw, for example.
Yeah.
I just feel like raw throws are easier to land than command grab.
Well, the thing about the command grab is that like it does everything that regular grab you're trying to do, but better. Cause like theoretically, if you mistime the regular throw, they can mash you out of that too. And honestly, like this Nago, he hasn't really been mashing. He's kind of just been trying to tech your throws. And you've been getting him still, but I think it's kind of like one of those things that until they prove that they can deal with it, I would do it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's doing Nago shenanigans. Oh, you pulled them out. Are you crazy?
Yeah, and that's like me getting antsy. I try to go for aerials and he just close slashes me.
Do you have any questions so far? That's unfortunate.
I mean, as they've come up, I've asked them for the most part. I'm just kind of like following on what you're saying. I'll probably have more fully done, I guess. But like, I'm mostly just taking notes and trying to like, you know, really internalize the things you're telling me.
Okay. And I mean, if anything's like unclear or like you kind of don't agree with, just let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like this is more of a conversation than anything. Like, is true. I could be right about some things. I mean, wrong about some things.
Yeah, no. You definitely seem pretty open. Like, and if there's any issues or whatever, I'll definitely let you know. So far, I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the learning. I already have like 8 or 9 bullet points, which is honestly a lot of info.
5. Then. So he did it to you. He did the thing that I was telling you, where you Roman canceled and then you just wait.
Yeah.
He Roman canceled, then he wait. He waited, and that was kind of it for you.
Yeah, there was another one of those bursts that was really bad because like I couldn't make that come back realistically, but I still bursted.
Exactly, you got it. And bro, like the sad part about it is that like you don't have it for the next round now, and it makes this next round so much harder.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful, dude. So right here, you can cancel that into one of your alpha blades right now. I'm weak. I didn't know what you were gonna do, but you went for nothing. He was sick of you. Hey, you wanna know something? Hey, you might have didn't win, but you definitely won the battle. You also won the battle. He was sick of you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Were you trying to bait Yo right there?
I think I just didn't feel like I was in range to like really like land anything, and I wanted to like be safe. Like I think I felt like he could have like 6P'd me, or like I feel like I didn't really get in time, so I was just like, okay, let me just get the fuck out of there.
Because I think what would help you also is just like because I don't want to change your style. You're working like develop your play style, man. So because I know like you're a grappler, you're a Chipp the grappler. Funny to me. Really like.
Well, it just depends on the matchup. Like someone like I don't know, man. Like I love grabbing on Oki because like it beats so many options. And like I'm getting even better at grab people out of DPs. Like I'll grab Soul, I'll grab Kai's, and so like I'm just addicted to it. Like in the short term, just because like it feels so good to actually like properly time and like grab people out of them, you know.
Did you know his command grabs DPs too?
Yeah, I labbed that one day. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like I was labbing it on the Soul's Volcanic Viper. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's really sick. Like, and like, sometimes you just meet people online who don't know, so they keep DPing. Like,
Hmm.
it must be a timing thing. Like, it must
Hmm.
be timing it wrong. It's like, no, bro, you just holding it. You gotta just chicken block.
So what would
So,
help you in your play style a lot is
mhm.
to really like practice this situation right here and your different options in it, like what you like to do in the situation. And if you get comfortable with this, your opponent will never know what you're going to do after you throw them into this corner.
Yeah, like so, like it's basically expand like the options I go for in the situation here to like really
Yeah.
make them think and make them unsure and
Well,
like.
not, but because like this situation right here happened because you hesitated because you wasn't sure what you could do.
Mhm. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
like
that makes sense.
and so like this was like a free opportunity for you to like snowball him that kind of like got away just because like you wasn't really sure like what is that like you know what I mean like after you throw somebody you I want to do this to this man you know what I mean like I know exactly what I want to do to you.
Yeah. No, I definitely should have committed to some sort of coverage as opposed to just letting him get up for free. Can't really afford
Yeah,
that.
yeah. See that shit that right there is so risky like that's risky.
God, I'm so mad. Yeah, I just mistimed it. I timed it like a frame or two early.
But it's like, I don't. That's not really your fault. Like that's hard. Like I don't think it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. The
if he
risk reward
if
isn't
he
there.
command grab that, like only thing he could do is either to mash or jump. But like if you're doing other things, it's hard for him to think that you're just going to do that. Like, have you ever tried like in this situation here, like running at him is good to bait the throw, but then using diagonal alpha blade right here. He tries to throw you, but your diagonal alpha blade is gonna hit him.
I've done that before, but I probably don't do it like that much at all. Oh, dude. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. That was just like at that point I just ran in because like I was like I need to make something happen, but it didn't. It didn't matter. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I should use a like I find with diagonal alpha blade, it's probably my more used alpha blade. I think it's really good. Um, but like a lot of times I use it after something, so like after 5K, after 2D or something, as opposed to using it just like raw. But like I should just use it by itself sometimes. I've like kind of been thinking that just because like the cross up, a lot of times people don't expect it, and you can kind of like fuck up wake up DPs too.
Hmm.
Like you can like mess up the the timing, then just a normal comes out, then they get hit, which is sick. Um, but yeah, I should be using it more like in and of itself. I usually just use it as like the ender to something, to like some sort of string or button.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think just overall, like two things is to like you. Also, you don't jump a lot. Wow. I just thought about that. You don't jump a lot at all. Like especially for a chip, you don't jump a lot.
I So the thing is, and like this wouldn't really come out in these matches. I played this guy a fair bit. He's pretty decent, and I find that I am very bad in the air. Like a lot of times, I just get 6P'd or close slash or something. And so this is probably like game 10 or whatever of the 15 we played that day or something. Um, and so at this point, I was already just conditioned to not do stuff in the air, just because I'm bad at it. Like I would choose to try like try double jump, mix them up, and then 2K. But then like close slash just catch me on the way down. I tried like jumping heavy slash, but then he would just kill me after. And so like because I was using bad aerial options, I just kind of conditioned myself out of like using them in general.
Hmm.
And I find that's just how I tend to play against people who are just like good at punishing my shitty aerial options kind of thing. Like I just
Yeah.
don't know how to like because I know like I see like higher level chips like like the pros and stuff. They'll be like Chip's so strong in the air. People talk about how good he is in the air, and I can't really make that happen against good people. But I know that's just because I don't really. I know that I'm misusing it. Like there's no way pros are gonna say it's good and it's not actually good. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much just a summary of why I don't jump around that much at all, even
I,
though it's so busted as shit.
so I think I can help you shed some light on this. So you know how we were basically saying how like your thing is that you like timing stuff on people wake ups, right?
Yeah.
Like and you also don't really know when to use like jumps and stuff. But one thing that you can do already to make you more deadly and is safe is to literally you see this Nago in this situation right here?
Yeah.
Run up to him, jump on him. He can't sit P you, he has to hold it. If you time this properly, he has no choice but to hold this. He's in a
Like
situation
jump on
where
him with an aerial, or I
jump
guess
on
that's the
him
mix-up.
exactly, jump on him and heavy slash. He has to hold it. From there, you can now cancel that into a horizontal like alpha blade and run up the wall, and then land on him again with another overhead, or you can just land and walk up and grab him. So basically, think of this: whenever you knock him down, instead of just going for a regular grab, in addition to that, you can also just jump on them. They have to hold. He doesn't have a DP like you said.
Yeah.
So he has no way to deal with you jumping on him in that situation because he has to hold it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, yo, I don't really know when I can jump in with Chipp, best time to do it is when they're waking up.
Okay, cool.
And
That's
you can
really
just
good
add
to
that
know.
to your game.
No, that's just no. I was just kind of saying like it's really good to know. Like
Hmm.
I love having more OK options.
Yeah. So
I just love it.
just to kind of go over like some of like his Oki options, like if your opponent's like on the ground, of course you can go up and meaty them with like 6K. You could do one of your alpha blades, either horizontal or diagonal, or you can use the command grab, or you can jump on them with heavy slash. And then what's so
Excellent.
good? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna recount. So it was you said it was meaty. It was grab. It was command grab and horizontal alpha blade.
Either alpha blades,
All that place. Okay. All right. Cool.
and then you can jump on them.
So when you're like when you're jumping on someone, what's your preferred aerial? Is it heavy slash?
My preferred aerial is heavy slash, but in other situations, so what makes Chipp good is the fact that all of his air normals are jump cancelable, right? I think all of them except for all of them are jump cancelable. So what that means is that you can air dash afterward, and you can jump after, or do both. So you can jump on someone with the heavy slash, air dash, and then use slash, or air dash and use another heavy slash. But actually, you can't do that. So in most situations, I like to use heavy slash, right? I like jump on people and use heavy slash. However, if I jump on them and I use slash, the spinny one, the Beyblade,
Yeah, Beyblade.
I'm able to use an air dash to then hit them with another slash, like another Beyblade.
Oh, really? You have time for
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Okay.
So you can basically do a double overhead with Chipp. And then you can make it even worse because after you do that second overhead, you could jump cancel that and then land on them with another overhead. So if you
Yeah,
like trying to
I
figure out,
really need to refine my air game. Yeah, there's so much you can do.
and so like a
That
way
triple
of
jump is
thinking
so
about it,
strong.
think about it as like instead of like I agree with you, doing it in neutral is very risky, especially against someone that knows how to anti-air, right? But this is like a way of like your options are expanding after you on Oki, right? So when they're
Hmm.
getting up, you jump on them with slash, and then you're able to jump cancel that, and then land on them with the heavy slash again. Or you can jump on them with slash, air dash to the other side, land, and then do something else. But all of this is happening because they're forced to wake up and hold this.
It's just wake up game is fucking brutal, dude. He's so good.
Like in this situation, you jump on him, land grab, or jump on him instead of landing, run up the wall, and then they never know which one you're gonna do.
Hmm. And it's not really reactable. It strips so fast.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I think that's it for the most part.
Yeah, no, dude, you've covered a lot of ground. I think you give me a lot to think about. I'll just kind of go over what I have written down, a little bullet point form. I have use half second forward to the Rekka just to stop accidental DPs. Just use jump more in general. For corner pressure, the diagonal alpha blade, wall play mix up, the command grab, and the horizontal alpha wall play mix up. Like those are all things you kind of suggest I should add to my corner pressure. Already kind of doing the meaty and stuff. And then also, what is this? Try close slash, far slash, and then diagonal alpha, jump dust.
Yep.
Yeah. Burst back landing RC test. So you said to try like landing 6K as a meaty, right? So landing towards the very end, and you said I can combo off of that, right?
Yeah, if you time it properly, you can combo off of it. But
What do you like to go for?
I mean, afterward, I just go for 2K 2D just because it's quicker than my slashes, and I just want to make sure I hit it.
Yeah. Okay.
But the thing is that even if you can't like, let's say you mistime it, it hits, but you can't combo off of it. You're still kind of free to run your pressure because it throws them off their game, you know. So you can still run up and grab them, or you can still run up and press one now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
So, like,
you kind of reset the situation a little bit, and like you have the advantage because you know that you've done this. They don't know it, and so they still have to go through the trouble of processing and reacting, which gives you time to make another choice, essentially.
Right. And you know, as you already know, if you have meter, then you could just roll and cancel that 6K to guarantee your combo.
And the last thing. Oh no, I have two last things. Use 6B/6H after dash at like near full screen to like make opponents respect space, and then jump on opponents more for Oki.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Like we covered a fair bit of stuff, and I'd say I'm pretty happy with how this went. Thanks a lot for helping me out, dude.
Yeah, no problem, man. And I mean, always like just if you ever have any questions on anything, bro, just always drop a comment. Honestly, what do you play on? Do you play on PlayStation?
PC.
PC? That's unfortunate.
You're a PS4
yeah,
guy?
I'm a PS4 guy. I'm transitioning to PC soon though. So.
Bro, PC's so much better, apparently.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
you gotta
yeah,
join us.
Your Uchiha skin goes crazy, bro. It goes crazy.
Thanks. Dude, he even has the Rene showering out eyes. So like when you get the windscreen and it zooms in, you can like see.
No.
Yeah, that he has it's really dope. It's really
that's
cool.
Sick. Okay, that just made me want to get a PC a little bit sooner. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah,
thanks,
man. Yeah, no problem, bro. It's always thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me look at the footage. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.